and breathe in the beingness of today, if you will. Let go of anything from yesterday, the day before, this morning, whenever, or just let anything go that no longer serves us, and breathe in again into the glory and wonderness of the moment that is now.
Peace be still, I am enough. Peace be still, I close my eyes and lift my hands up. Peace be still, Holy Spirit fill my cup. Peace be still, peace be still. Sing it with me. Peace be still, I am enough. Peace be still, I close my eyes and lift my hands up. Peace be still, Holy Spirit fill my cup. Peace be still, peace be still.
Imagination is our faculty. We're going to be talking about that today, combining it with intent. For what we intend is powerful, and when we use imagination combined with intent, it even juices it up more. We're talking about fatherly energy, which is the energy of supporting another person, the energy of encouragement, the energy of courage, which doesn't just have to be male energy, but it's got that fatherly energy to it. The energy of looking for what might be needed in another's life and fulfilling it. This can be on a personal one-to-one level or on a much larger level. We are so blessed to have a prayer chaplain, Peggy Olson, and she will open us with prayer this morning.
Now for a time of relaxation and moving into the spiritual space. Divine, holy, masculine. Divine masculine. We are so thankful that you reside in each and every one of us.
Today's nugget is from Good Cheer by Lillian DeWaters. This chapter is called Self-Harmony. Self-harmony is that state of mind that is quiet, restful, confident, that does not reap its peace from the without, but from the within. It is to maintain unruffled calm when you are blamed, abused, or treated unjustly. It is to be habitually honest, fearless, joyous, generous, loving, and kind, to wonder at nothing that is said about you, to feel nothing that is done against you. It is perpetual calmness of thought based upon the conviction that the good alone is the all of life.
The word for today is Father's blessing. I bless all those who encouraged my self-discovery, growth, and learning. I offer a prayer of gratitude for the fathers who provide necessary guidance, strength, and support for their children. From Proverbs 27, the righteous walk in integrity. Happy are the children who follow them.
My heart leaps out to meet you, even before you're near. I sense the presence of the Christ in you. So happy to be with you, sharing your joys and tears. I sense the presence of the Christ in you. I see the Christ in you.
Deepak Chopra. If you're not familiar with Deepak's work, there's so much material available online at his different websites, including Deepak Chopra Meditation Center.org or com. And there's also a lot of details on this book and free meditations and his amazing and wonderful way of looking at the world, scientifically and spiritually, tied together in beautiful, beautiful rhythm. The chapter on the law of intention and desire seemed to fit well this month when we look at imagination as a faculty. Because what do? We imagine what we like, right? And we've learned to visualize over the years, if you followed everything from Shakti Gawain back 30 years ago, to all the different writers and showers of the way that we have nowadays. Imagination is wonderful. It's a way of seeing before it appears. That's why they use the disciple Bartholomew, because Jesus said, I saw you before you appeared, pointing out to him as he was gathering his disciples to him, I saw it before it appeared. That's the faculty of imagination, seeing something in our mind before it appears. Deepak, when he talks about this law of intention, said this amazing energy field that we call life, that we work and live and breathe and do our things in, is made up of two things: energy and information. It's an interesting way to look at it, because there's this energy, a field of infinite potential, he says, that we call upon. And the information is what we can feed into it with our thoughts, with our desires, with our intentions. He said imagination works best in the past and in the future, which is kind of an interesting take on it also. We imagine our past, so to speak. Have you ever reinterpreted something that happened to you in your past in a new way? Maybe you thought it was something not so good and it turned out to be wonderful. Maybe a partner leaving you or losing a job, and then, wow, if that hadn't happened, then this would have. Whereas at the time it didn't feel so good. And we use imagination in the future, thinking about what we want, which is part of intent to put that in the future. He said the now is the mindfulness moment, and the now, as many of our teachers teach, is how we create that future. Intention wrapped with imagination, I believe, to create that which we want. He says this: intention is the real power behind desire. Intent alone is very powerful, because intent is desire without attachment to the outcome. Desire alone is weak, because desire in most people is attention with attachment. Okay, we want something, and we want it for this or that reason, or we can see how we want it to appear. Intent is desire with strict adherence to all the other laws, but particularly the law of detachment, which is the sixth spiritual law that he talks about. So it's a way of seeing things and wanting that which we are wanting to see in our lives. Perhaps it's a loving relationship, for example, but not being attached to how it shows up. Because when we get on this rather rigid road of, oh, I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to have that, and I'm going to go to the library because I like books, and I'm going to meet this person that I really like, and that's the way it's going to happen. When we're in that rather inflexible state, we might miss the opportunity for another door to open. He also says this: if you have life-centered, present moment awareness, raise your hand if you do. Your present moment. We are. Raise your hand. Everybody just raise your hand. I am. Present moment awareness. Then the imaginary obstacles disintegrate and disappear. The remaining 5 to 10% of perceived obstacles can be transmuted into opportunities through one pointed intention. What's one pointed intention? One pointed intention, wow, he answered right away, is that quality of attention that is unbending in its fixity of purpose. Okay? Basically, be really mindful of what you want to see in your life. Not how it's going to appear, so we don't close the door that needs to be open or shut the window that needs to be open. There is a total and complete exclusion of all obstacles from your consciousness. Perhaps easier said than done. You're able to maintain an unshakable serenity while being committed to your goal with intense passion. This is the power of detached awareness and one-pointed, focused intention simultaneously. So how do we do that? I believe it's focusing on good. All these things that unity teaches us are 5 basic principles. God is good and everywhere present. Everywhere present. There's no force for evil. There's a force for good, a force for love. That this thing, this God stuff, is in each and every one of us. And when sometimes it takes a little work to understand seeing that God stuff in everyone, every single person, people on the news too. Then we open ourselves, not to something outside of ourselves, but to something that's already growing in there. We use prayer and meditation. We know the power of our creative thinking. And the last principle is, it's one thing to know these rules, these laws, these suggestions from unity, but it's living them, it's practicing them. I had many occurrences this week to teach me new things about my own law of intention and attention and focused mindfulness as I traveled to Albuquerque to visit my daughter and her husband and my grandchildren. Sebastian's 6 and Isadora's 4. We had great fun. In the door to go in the house, and I didn't realize there was a little wren that has been nesting up in my front porch. It's been doing this for several years. Carolina wrens like to do that. And it decided to come in the house at midnight. That's for you. So I'm explaining this to BJ. BJ, help me with this, okay? If you would, that happened to the birdie. But he kind of went up against the window. And then he flew over to a tree and sat on the top tree branch in my house. And then he flew over on top of a picture. And I'm going, here, little birdie, come here. And I'm thinking, should I put breadcrumbs out? And I said, no, he's way too upset to eat breadcrumbs. Maybe it was a female. And come here, birdie. And I flapped and went over there again, and flapped and went over there again. And it's so much like what we do, AJ pointed out to me.
Well, Bronte,
Running around.
the bird was you in the airport.
It was me in the airport. Of course
You
it was.
need to be
Closing
aware
doors.
that you're always in the right place at the right time with the right people. And if you're aware of that, then you do the right thing.
That's what unity is all about. That's what sacred community is all about. Sharing our insights, our experiences, and getting feedback from others. Those nudges, you're in the right, because you are where you are, it is the right space. Always. So let us remember, as we go through this week ahead, to set our intention, to have focused attention on what we want. Those big dreams are beautiful. Do not put them aside. Allow the universe, however, to fill in, bring to you that which is planned, because it knows the way around the seeming obstacles. And when we take our focus off the obstacles, it shows us the way out the door into all the magnificence that we want, which is exactly where that wren went.
Lazily I'm drifting down the river to a secret place that I've discovered. I can be a child again with my huckleberry friends. The simple life is simply all I need. Imagination takes me any place I want to go. I can do
Father's in my mountain, in my inner mountain. A visitor came to me. It was the spirit of my Father, plainly I could see. He sat right across from me, but nothing did he say. I sensed his utter loneliness and felt it in my own way. Father's in my mountain, just wanting to show that by looking deep inside myself was a way for me to grow, and that wondrous love inside of me was all I need to know.
Over the mountains, I send my love over the sea, send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love